Imagine waking up tomorrow and discovering that every bee on Earth has vanished. No buzzing in gardens, no bees around the hives, and soon no new honey being produced. At first, life might look almost normal, but behind the scenes, one of nature's most important systems would begin to collapse. Bees are among the planet's greatest pollinators. As they collect nectar, they carry pollen between flowers, allowing plants to produce fruits, seeds, and new generations. Without bees, many crops would struggle to reproduce. Foods like apples, almonds, blueberries, cherries, cucumbers, avocados, and coffee would become much harder to grow. Supermarket shelves would not become empty overnight, but prices would rise quickly. Some foods could turn into rare luxuries. Farmers would try to replace bees with other pollinators, such as butterflies, flies, birds, and bats, but they could not do the job on the same scale. In some places, people might even have to pollinate flowers by hand, using tiny brushes. It would be slow, expensive, and almost impossible across millions of farms. And the problem would not stop with humans. Wild plants also depend on bees. As those plants disappeared, insects would lose food. Birds would lose insects and seeds. Small mammals would lose fruits and shelter. One missing species could trigger a chain reaction across entire ecosystems. Would humanity starve? Probably not immediately. Crops like wheat, rice, corn, and potatoes do not depend heavily on bees. We could still produce basic calories, but our diets would become less colorful, less nutritious, and far more expensive. Vitamins from fruits, vegetables, and nuts would become harder to obtain, especially in poorer countries. Meat and dairy prices could rise too, because some crops used to feed livestock also depend on insect pollination. The effects would spread far beyond the produce aisle. The global economy would also be hit. Farmers would lose harvests. Food companies would face shortages, and millions of jobs connected to agriculture would be at risk. Even plant oils, fibers, cosmetics, and some medicines could become more difficult to produce. The strangest part is that bees are already under pressure. Habitat loss, pesticides, parasites, disease, and climate change are making survival harder for many species, but here's the good news. This disaster is not inevitable. Planting native flowers, reducing harmful pesticide use, protecting wild habitats, and supporting local beekeepers can make a real difference. Bees may be small, but they help hold together the world we know. Without them, Earth would not become lifeless overnight. It would simply become quieter, poorer, and much less colorful. So the next time a bee flies past you, do not think of it as just an insect. Think of it as one of the tiny workers keeping our planet alive.